Hello and welcome to Mobile Adventures. As you see, we're not starting at the homestead. We're at the Easy Village. And while we were away, you were away, I decided to make this a safer village and expand upon it so that we can steal more villagers from here. Anyway, this is done on a phone. Especially now, you might hear clawing and scratching noises to make certain maneuvers happen. Otherwise, it's held at a wide stance to prevent that, but it comes at the cost of precision, such as walking into trees, buildings, and pits of death. So I surrounded all but one building, that one there, because that's over a cliff. I might figure a way to enter it from the other side, but what I'm doing right now is looking to be sure, one, that Enderman I'm not looking directly at, and secondly, making sure that the village is safe to traverse at night. And it appears so far on all of these sides it is. This side it is. And that's the subway station, which isn't, and the subway tunnel that's partially finished. It's close, but not quite. It looks safe. And it's double barrier. As you can see, the fence is a double barrier, so that zombies can't affect them, even though they don't have to be that far apart. But it's more that far apart so that the green monsters that go hiss boom will not go off. I think that's as close as we can get without having them go off. If not, at least it minimizes the damage. Anyway, it all looks good. So, that being said, we've added some beds. We've added beds to some of these buildings, so that there's more places for them to make children. Alright, there we go. This is safe, so all of the villagers are now free to roam about the cabin. You may be free to roam the cabin. Alright, so we got that one. Need to get some of the other ones. What we also need to do is move some stuff around. As you can also see, we have the moving kit with us as well. Doesn't like them taking his carrots, but it's not like I'm not going to give them back to you. Although actually feeding them is a little harder in with touch, with a yep, we can place with a touch screen, whereas I could just press a key on the Windows 10 and drop them one at a time. Alright, so we got rid of the barrier there. This may not be safe. I might have to reconsider that part. I know there's more that I've barricaded. You're free to go. Okay, this one is not a house. Okay, yep, we got a couple over here. Break. Greenies may be useless, but they also do serve a purpose in procreation. So I want to light this up a little better than that. Nope, that doesn't work like that. So you gotta do it this way. And you took them, I hope. Good. You could just stop and talk to them and they would turn around in Windows 10. They don't hear. I mean, I made a bunch of beds. You guys should be able to do what's needed. So I know there's more than 2 of you in here. In fact, there's a baby. Alright, we need mine cart. This can go away. We were also getting some... where's the baby at? Oh, we already made one, so... you can make a predictable path, which you're not. Now I'd like to put this over here. Alright, you're making things really hard. Alright, I'd like to see where you're gonna go. Good. You stay in there for a moment. I have to... Why did that happen? Actually, okay, move. We're going to have to do it this way, actually. We're going to move. And we're going to try this again, but this time we got the subway, for which we are going to use to... Nope, don't want that there. We're going to use the subway for a relatively safe transfer. And we'll just put a block. No, I did not want that. Not correct. Not correct. I want a block, just in case it goes wrong. I'm going to leave that unpowered for now. Or that's not going to work, and we're just going to have to find another way. Out of the way. So we're going to sleep in one of these beds. If he hasn't taken the... I don't know where the bell is relative to him, but... Alright, it's over here. He should be in the cart if he heard the bell. Which apparently he didn't. Oh, we got another baby. What we'll do is we'll just... No, we're going to do this now. We'll temporarily block that one. In case we can't get the one we want. I'm going to send the one we want into the cart. If he will cooperate. Did he make his way around it? Or are there just that many babies around? Alright, he's not understanding. Break. We're going to just temporarily do that right now. There we go. That's what we wanted. Alright, now we need to let the player move. Now what we're also going to do is we'll release the other one. Should probably... Now of course... Oh, wait, break. Break. There you go. Alright, the only bad thing is babies might try and catapult their way over the fence, so what we need to do is get over here. What we'll do is we'll put a block here and work on making this somewhat functional. We may lose a rail. It could go in between, but we can also simply just simply nudge them along if we had to. Alright, so we got this. There he goes. Brake. Brake. And shovel, we got those. And shovel. Alright, we went too far with the shoveling here. Now we want to fix the path that we broke. Now this should go significantly smoother because, like I said, we now have the subway. So we can get them where we need them. And one did fall in between. Nope, I did not want that. Not correct. And it cost a shovel to do it. Anyway. Yeah, we gotta work on putting another safety fence in. Alright, so let's punch these out. Alright, over here, what I'm gonna do is here we'll place that. We're pressing. And through the subway window. And a delivery I was waiting for from the Home Depot has arrived. So let's place. So this may be pretty long and boring, but the whole idea is it's going to be safe. Place. There should be nothing bad down here. So basically, the life thing here is simultaneously I got my father a retrofit projector bulb kit for his Super 8 projector. And I bought carpet tiles from Home Depot to do some renovations here. So the carpet tiles were supposed to have come a while ago and they didn't. Now they finally arrived after the long shot being the projector bulbs arrived. And funny thing is, I did a product review. Pretty much the entire time I ran it on the product review, and not even 5 minutes, like even 2 minutes after just giving it, watching another movie, the bulb blew out. 200 hours, more like 200 seconds. Down you go. You should be in a safe place now. No, we're now moving. He's probably wondering what happened to the baby. He went this way. Then he's gone. Through this unfinished subway project. The tunnel gets here, but it's not finished. Got it all? No, I don't. The fun part is I put half blocks in where I can most of the time, so that's going to make getting this done a lot more fun as well. Right, up to the subway, we will have a safe place. So most of the tunnel will be half block in height. So once again, this will be the push. We're pressing. This is where the half block issue comes into play. Although I can actually reach it. Thought I might not be able to reach it, so might not have to actually. You can see my workstation there. It goes up down a little bit, but place. I don't know if I'm going to need all that. None of this should be dark enough to be an issue. Especially since there's going to be track on it. Pressing. Should we get rid of this? Or some pups over there. Might be one area that's just a little bit scary, but I think we'll be okay. Place. Now we'll just this one more time. Nope, not what I wanted. so you put a block here. No, I said here, not here. Can't go this way. Yeah, we kind of have to jump this because we got the furnace to clear. And away you go. It'll be a much safer place now. Shovel. Yeah, the last one broke. Shovel. And yeah, like I said, I know this is super exciting, but it's something that needs to be done, and this should hopefully be the one that we needed. Alright, so I'm just gonna handbrake here, handbrake here, handbrake here, and take rails up to here. So right now, place that there. This here just so we'll have power. Wish you could put these on half slabs, but you can't. Alright, so now we remove shovel and put dirt. Not what I said. Oh well, I didn't need to really do that, but I did. Oh, the part that's gonna suck is these 45s. Because now I gotta use twice the rail to go half the distance. More or less. Place. Place. Do I have any slabs? Yes, I do. In case I need to jump up, I got slabs. Then I can double slab, then remove it later and put the singleton back down. Nope, I can go this far. Gotta remember to leave one of these intact. Actually, the 45 degree is actually the small 45 degree. There's a much larger one further up. Of course, I could also use power rails to help extend how far these go ever so slightly. And this will just help it get to where it's going. And lock. Fun and excitement. They're already on it, apparently. It's weird watching it bob up and down like that, but that's the only way I could get it to work. Now how about shovel? And this. How about the pickaxe, please? Pickaxe. This would be correct. Because we're going to have to do this again a few times. The up and down. As I attempt, in more or less, to try and keep the height of the tunnel not all that far from, okay, I don't see it, all that far from the surface, although the horse stables is kind of the opposite because it actually goes above ground, and I missed some. I only have 2 of those. Trying to keep it uniform, although actually, yeah, this is an area that still needs some work. Okay, you did hit what I was hoping you hit. And I screwed up and did it. Like that. Might have actually made things go faster if we do it that way. Alright, we got everything. And we are entirely safe from monsters. There is a window that it... Somehow you're a cleric. I'm just gonna put the bed down. No, I did not ask for that. I asked for bed. I'm just gonna see if it'll... Alright, good news is he now knows where his new home is. Then again, they, Alright, yeah. He's going to need a push. The washer is done. So what I'm going to do now is, once I say what I'm going to say, I'm just going to stop. And time to set up the dryer phase and also bring in some of that. Bring in the Home Depot goodness if it's not too heavy. See you then. Alrighty, we're back. And I didn't want to do that. I need to be able to move. I need one side to be free so I, as I said, can move about the cabin, and we got through the short part. I might just leave that there. This is hard to do from here, but it's possible. Hit all of it? Yeah. Alright, we need to... It's much easier to do this on top. Pressing. Alright, that did connect. Oh, far to go. Okay, that was already there, and that's already there. That's already there, that's already there. So I already made it to where I was. I may have pushed him off. Oh, we did not connect here. So I might have to go back to the oven and make more shovels. That should be the end and a block. Although I could overcount and just put a powered rail there without power, but that would be too easy. In fact, I might be doing that just now because this shovel is pretty much dead. I'll be back for you. Here comes the crafting table. Did I put anything in that? No, I didn't. Now I did. Although it's only going to cook half. But I'm also going to make another shovel and another pickaxe. So basically at this point it's to finish the subway tunnel, finish the subway station, the tunnel, including getting rid of the non-stone blocks. And we'll do that one just because we can. And shovel time. There's one area where there's a remote possibility that he may not be safe along the trip. And like I said, this is incomplete, and one of them is that this goes... The party did complete, you can never see, but you might see a drip here and there, because going underneath a ravine that was waterlogged. Yeah, I can't need to get up here. It's a bit of an issue. So now, how about we switch? This needs to be switched. That needs to not be there. That needs to be there. And I'm going to have to go back for a moment because I remembered, because I just saw the campfire that I made for the bee's nest that is next to the village. That villager should be perfectly safe. In fact, when we're out of spawn range, he should be perfectly safe no matter what. Because everything that happens is frozen at that point in time. Yep, we're jumping still. Because I forgot this guy. I'm trying to make more of the, yeah, see there's one down here. I can put a campfire under and not look super unreal. Okay, I don't want that. I want this here. Then I can go with this. Yeah, somehow we didn't end up with a full 3 count when I did one of these. Alright, shovel. There. Pressing. Does this one still get filled up anyway? It did, but I don't wanna mess with that one. I don't know if the other bees will come after you. While I'm working on the project, I want to keep building. Alright, pressing. We're changing that up. I think for the most part, from here on, all the subway tunnel has been converted to the correct materials. And you wound up there somehow. Can I still move it? Not good. Something go wrong. So we're going to have to do this. And alright, we're gonna have to do more. Alright, we're going to have to come back and take care of that. Things that should not have changed, but did. Alright, yeah, we'll keep that there. We're going to need something to pressing. Nope, I'm not whacking at things. Oh. Wait, send them off the edge. Good. Like I said, this is a safe area. Pressing, pressing, not gonna work. Typical. Pressing. Pressing. Probably should actually react. Silly idea, I know it is. Yeah, oh yeah, see the dripping here? This is where tunnel filled in and got through a waterlogged ravine. So I'm going to put some power over here as well. Don't go too far. So now we're going to hit a part where the tunnel goes up. Then we got a long diagonal, and then we don't have all that much more to go from there. Pressing, pressing. I like how the game just loves to not pay attention. And that's exactly what I did not want. It just makes placing the rails harder. And as you could see already, I had to just going to use more of this rail just to get them further along. Well, yeah, there's a limit as to how far we can go with that. Alright, we've hit a limit here. 10th block is just that. Once we get this second villager, we should be able to, still using this system though, get villagers to the other side. It's basically, there's two sides to it, and there's one to the east of the mansion, one to the west. Alright, we'll put it, we're facing. And yeah, that's not gonna work. That will. Now we're going to place stuff that we broke. There she goes. Pickaxe. Alright. Now we're gonna fix this hole in the floor. And the bottom I didn't care because it's being covered with... No, I did not ask for that. I asked for change. The game is not good at listening. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to stop here just to pick up anything we left behind, which was a bit. one thing I should note is I don't really need the coordinates on. It was just to get this subway tunnel to meet up. So that being said, let's just settings, slowly work our way down here to switches. Where's show coordinates? Oh, there it is. We went by it. Yeah, that was the whole point of the coordinates this time, was to find where get the subway tunnel to meet up with this guy. Just to get it to move along a little further. I'll wait to put a block on this side. Okay, we can get back to this now. And we have a place to get up. Alright, so now we're on the upswing. What I should also do is, I don't know if it's day or night. Apparently night. Apparently night. How is it too far away? Alright, the villager's still attracted to that bed, which is good. Now we're going to switch back to this. Actually, this is going to go away. We'll just keep doing this. Seems to be faster. That may or may not hold. Put that there to find out. It does. Pressing. Actually, this is a bad idea. For now. Press. Put one here. These two here. And block. Shovel. And now we get him going this way a little more. pressing. Change the thing, then we can. He went over the edge slightly. There you go. Now we're going up the hill. Before we start heading back up to meet him, let's go for anything that we've missed. Good there. I'm just stuck. It's just much easier to do it this way. Alright, to be sure everything will stay where it is. He ain't gonna escape. He's fallen off once already, and I think that was more of a despawn, respawn. It didn't know exactly where things were kind of thing. We will not put that on up quite yet. And now we need the railing part. Actually, what we need is to, I did not ask for that. Let's put that up. That's not what I asked for yet again. Put that out of the way. Pressing. This goes here. How about we press and we do job? And here we come to the long 45 degree, which means we are somewhat getting close. Although getting out of the subway station without doing anything to the subway station is going to be a challenge. Not what I wanted, but we can do this. So that'll... Yeah, this I'm not liking. But... Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop him short. I do not like this position. but that won't be. Break. So this is going to be relatively pointless. Place. Yeah, I don't really want him sticking around that window. Nothing should be able to reach, but shovel. Oh, I got two that I barely, that are a little worse for, oh, what the hell? Alright, I know what happened. Okay, press. Nice if the game responded. There we go. This is the problem. Block there. This can go away. To get through this section. So we're going to once again push him up to that area. Shovel. Shovel. There he goes. He'll be short of that window area, which I did not have time to make glass for. So this subway tunnel is a work in progress. It's mostly done. Alright, shovel here. Break. So we want this guy blasting through here. No, I don't want that. No, let's move time. Why are we there? And see, here's an area where the monsters can get in. I don't want that. Can we cooperate? New thing? Move. Okay, it's over here. I did not ask for dirt. I asked for redstone. Place. Yeah, imagine where I wanted it. I think we're relatives. We can move the player. we got that. To come around, I'm going to brake this temporarily. Brake. Alright, where does it? I want this. That was one of my, I repeat that part intentionally there. Said something out loud that should have stayed silent. Someone that's getting on my nerves and apparently didn't like an answer that I gave. I'm not going to air private laundry on this, so I realize it wasn't clear, but it was still, yeah, best to get rid of it. Alright, over here. So we almost used twice the track to move the same distance as before. Unfortunately, I cannot place a speed section along here unless I do this. Not what I wanted. 0% correct. Yeah, right there. I wanted it. So that's how we'll deal with that little bit. So it's set up so this guy can speed through this section. Need the dirt for a couple of time being. Go. You should be in the safe zone at this point. Shovel. Shovel. Uh-oh. Is that everything? All right, we got through the tough section. It's also nighttime. We no longer have shovels. I'm afraid to go back to that because I saw how last time we left he derailed onto the floor. I mean, we could always get him back on. But we need shovels. Which is a long way down. While we're at it. Bed. Yeah, we weren't too far away then, were we? Bed goes over here. Pressing. You know, under which is the shorter distance. This way or going back home. Yeah, that don't make much of a difference. So hopefully this will be the one last time we need to do this. And then we can just... You know what? I'm beginning to think that going home is actually the quickest way. Well, we're in for the journey at this point, so might as well go through it. Since we were close enough. Alright, we're good now. But we're going to need a block right now. I mean, I get this set up for the maximum I was allowed for simulation distance, which is 9 chunks. Not sure if he's still within it. Definitely wanted to get the villager away from that point. Got him through the dangerous part. I probably didn't want to do that much, but we will do this much. No. Actually, we want to keep this one. Till now. Okay, you... Did you? No. There we go. Long way to go. It actually put it where I wanted. Good. Because it can't do curves. So you have to make a straight. about some place? Not right now. There we go. And one of the hardest parts right here. Nope, not yet. Hold on. If I know. Brake. I think at this point we'll put a straight over there. That way we can get him across. Let's jump. Place. Up over here. Press. This is the longest part that we gotta go through. Alright, move the player. Alright, where is it? Where does it end? Take that, we're take. Do we have it? Good. Now we're going to block. Yeah, he's not exactly traveling far. Alright, I didn't ask for that, but it was okay because we're going to be demolishing anyhow. Okay, we should not be. Can I? Good. I didn't want yet another issue here, although it wouldn't have been fatal. Alright, so now we go back to dirt block mode. How about what I wanted? Oh, that is what we can do. Alright, so... not how I wanted it, really, but... this is the biggest painful part. Although I will have to say it, to some degree it's going smoother than I actually was thinking it would. But still, it's just painful. Pressing. How about we change? Alright, so let's keep going. Our diagonals are really terrible here. And I know he doesn't really need it, but we're just trying to slightly extend his ability to keep moving forward. This is not in the correct position, apparently. Place. Alright, so we got 5 more pieces. Place. Actually, I don't like that, so I'm gonna do this. is sneaking. He's going to run into a block. Yeah, it's not much distance, but it's still getting there. There's no rail. Okay, place. There he goes. Somehow that got messed up. Just collect all the stuff that we may have missed yet again. Alright, looks like we're good this way. Alright, we are near the end of this. I don't think we are going to successfully... Nope, we're not doing shovel, we're doing block. Now we need track. Now we don't need shovel. Nope, not what I wanted. Not correct. We need to move a little bit. How about over here? Place. Nope, not what I said. Yeah, we will need that there. That will go there. That will not go there. Once we get him out of this corner, place. I mean, there's still turns, but you can at least do the zigzag. I mean, the one over. We're almost through that part. Oh, we already did that. Never mind. Nope. Place. I'm just so... I'm not exactly thrilled that I bought something that's supposed to last 200 hours and literally the video review of the projector bulb and 1 minute today was the entire lifespan of said bulb. There she goes. Now we go to shovel. This one's about to break. Have we had everything? To the best of my knowledge, yes. Alright, the slowest part is about to... We're about to get through the very end of it here. This was definitely a fast forward section, or play it 2 or 3 times or whatever speed that YouTube allows you to fast forward through. This is definitely worth one of those moments. How about here? And don't know if I want to break that one yet. Alrighty, I think we got everything on that side. I think now it's time to make our way to the straights where we can actually go faster again. We need dirt. No, not what we wanted. Of course, that's what would happen, though. Place. You're still on there. I know it's a pain to fix that, but I have to do that. We're almost at the very end. As I said, this is going to be the worst part of it, is getting through this diagonal section, because it's a bit long. I think we'll just, don't really need it, but I think we'll just do it anyway. That's not what I asked for. Break. This is probably the longest it's taking to get them to attempt to get one of these here. First time was successful, the other 2 times not so much. Now we got this safe way to do it, although as you can see it is a royal pain to do. But we're almost in the straight. Now how about block? And we are in the straight. Over here. Although we're still going to have to do this. When we, okay. We're still going to have to do this to some degree. Yeah, put it over here. Not where I said. Over here. I know I said I wasn't going to do it this way, but we're extending, right? Okay, that's not going to work. Nope, I'm not playing that game right now. This is just so we can get the villager. Yeah, this is almost not worth doing. Pressing. And block. Now we're in the straightaway. And that's just to get him that much further along. Alright, we are getting somewhere. There you go. Exhausted everything. Pressing. Then come this way. There's some stuff over here. And now we can say goodbye to the crooked sections in the home stretch we are in. He's not going to go flying off the edge. And we got everything over here. I mean, that's long enough. You can that the 14 chunk render distance is enough that you don't see it. Alright. Back to dirt mode. No. So this is what that other area is supposed to be like, is that it would be all glassed in, so there would be no issues with monsters. But we haven't got to that point. Alright, so over here. Again, that's more or less to extend how far he can travel on a single bit here. I know I could just build the whole thing and then just push him along and hope for the best, but if I lose track, then it stops working. Alright, so we'll just one here, over here, then place that. Now we can actually move forward instead of place. Nope, don't need to block it. It might be alright. Okay, jump. Alright. And just trying to extend his reach per shot here. And a double block. Nice when it's longer, isn't it? And shovel. This will be where it's. No, I don't know. I don't know if I want to leave him alone. Never mind. Move this way now. Of course, we don't have any more shovels. Perfect. Anyway. He should not go anywhere. I don't think he's going to be out of... So, I mean, I'm showing you it's not going to be much longer. In fact, this is where the platform is. And it comes out here. It is also dark. We're pressing. have to fight something. Oh, you see Boomy. Yeah, we could use more of that. No, don't want any more of that. Actually trying to get rid of it as we go. Alright, we're going to put that where pressing, where we store it away. Yeah, always check through the windows. Last time I didn't do that, there was something green. Went hiss and boom. I guess because he was on a... Okay, that doesn't need to go there. And that could be put away so we have more room for things. Actually, we're here for a reason. Now the fun part is getting him out of here. And then I don't want to start the map side of things. I might get attracted to one of those. We might have to do a roundabout way of getting him out of here, which I don't like, but maybe a necessary evil. That goes to the bee farm, and this goes to the village, as you've seen. And why are we using the sword? Actually, yeah, you'll be alright. Again, worst case, we dig out the half slabs and replace them. You know, we've done that a bit. Alright. Alright, we got all this back. We are getting there. We don't have all that much more to go. Break. Oh, don't need that there. Up. Alright. Now we're going to put that block mode and put this here. There have been times that He helped himself. Alright, we need the dirt. Dirt. There aren't any sheep to push him so he won't be. Yep, they sing. He should stay where he is. Break. There we go. Jump. Nope, too many. Pressing. Alright, so yeah, we're pressing. Why are we ignoring? Alright, and this is the jog to get it over to the other side. Well, not enough of a jog. Pressing. Pressing. Okay, maybe not far enough over. This one. I hate when I'm down here. It makes it that much harder to place the rail and to see if it's consistent. Place. It is slow and laborious, but it's the cheap way to do it. Up we go. Now pressing. Yeah, it helps to switch over. Now it gets a bit more complicated. Alright, now we're at consistent elevation. We'll come over here and grab what we can get. Alright. Alright, you are almost there. Although getting you out will be the difficult part. course, I could rip the station apart, but I just want to be moving. And over here we won't need to use dirt for a bit. But we are going to stop you short at the door. Nope, did not ask for that. We can't put these on. Nope, we're not asking for that either. Place. Actually, we don't need that. We do need this. Place. There yet. Okay, we will do that. There, move this. Nope, not where you're going. Before we even move here, we gotta. So we're jumping. We're jumping. I like jumping when jumping is pressed. We're pressing. I like how you ignore Nope, we're not doing that. Actually, it'll be okay because glass is not considered a quote-unquote solid object. But the problem is the door. We'll probably take one off just to get him out. Problem is he might find another job attractive, which we don't want happening. Bed, pressing, pressing. Here now. Yeah, I think I might just do that. I was thinking of trying to get him to go through the door, but this was not well thought out like anything else that I do. Here we go. Suck shovel. Get everything we can here. And that's a solid sweep there. Now it's pickaxe time. Break. Break. Ha. I know I could have just done that by hand, but... I'm so close. You are so close to where you're gonna go. Break. Actually, I didn't need to jump there. Oh no! Oh no. I broke the wrong one. I'll push you all the way over here. I'm gonna temporarily break that. No! Can we cooperate and do a new thing? I like that answer. Nope, I'm not asking for that. I'm asking for very basic things. Nope, I'm asking for dirt now. Do the very basic thing that we need to do. Track, please. It's a start. Oh, come on. No, break. Not playing. Breaking. Now I gotta fix this when I get you up there. I just need things to cooperate. I just need things to cooperate. That's all that needs to happen is cooperation. Let's try something new. Nope, I didn't want to use that. Can something go the correct way? Alright, something needs to be working. It's not much to ask. We need things to be working. It is very little to ask. And how about select? Right. This. Nope, not gonna work. Because who else? Why? What other reason do we need? No, it's not gonna work. No, it's not. It's not gonna work. Let's change. Something go the right way. Can we? Can we? No, that's not going to work. No, I did not ask for that. I asked for track. Try track. No, it's not going to work. Nothing works. Nothing works. Break. Asking for break, that might mean break. Something needs to go the correct way. That's all that has to happen. Something just work. That's all that has to happen. Why? Why must everything fail all the time? Can we just work? I gotta break. How about nothing freaking works. It's like I'm asking for miracles. Can we just make it work? That's all that has to happen. It doesn't have to be beautiful, it just has to work. Just make it work. I'm surprised. Okay, no, we're not whacking at things now. Jeez. I need things to work. Alright, we got him up there. Eat. Something had to go wrong like it always has to. It just can't work. Alright, we got him this far. We're moving the player. What the hell happened? You mean we went through all this? No, I'm not wanting this. And he dies. Why does nothing ever work? I just want something to go right, and it doesn't. He's suffocated to death. Great. All this work for nothing. Just like anything else I do. Great. Fantastic. I'll never get it. It's just never gonna happen. I just want a villager. Why can't we have that? It's all I want, and I can't get any of it. Alright, let's put the stuff away. We spent too much time on that. I'm in the I don't care mode now. Yep, so I don't really care about that now. And we can move. Wow, I'd like things to work. Imagine that. All that work, only to lose it at the end. Yet that's demoralizing enough to say, nope, not trying again. Not now. Yeah, the give to F's meter has gone to 0. for I no longer care for that. Alright, let's... How about axe? How many times do I have to press that to make it happen? I'd like... Yep, pressing. Wow, I'd like to have another villager. That would be great. That would be a wonderful thing to have happen. Then we can actually start things. That's probably why it won't work. Yep, 4. We're jumping. Wow, we should try doing something the correct way for a change. That would be nice. I'm gonna put this... I don't have places. Alright, so... yeah, it was shorted one. I'm gonna put that there. I'm going to try and rebuild some of the chicken coop because nothing can go right, so let's just do something different. Here. Why did the... Alright, why... Okay, pressing. Should do new thing. Press button, react to it. Pressing the X. That was 3 times. I'd like to get some villagers here. That would be great. Pressing. Yep. Placing. Yep, place. 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 And I don't have logs because why not at least get something built? Bring them all. So I think we got to rebuild the floor for the chickens in order to at least continue the roof as well. Want this? Nope. This. Something go right. This game and real life, not one thing has gone right today. Nope, that is not what I selected. I selected roof. We should probably try that. Of course, we go over the other way. Nope, I don't want that. I want jump. And there's nothing more here, really. Nope, not what I wanted. So of course that's what you did. I need... Okay, that shouldn't exist there. Place. 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 Alright, so getting a little of it done. Such a pain. All that hard work and gone. I just want to get this so I can store some chickens. Not correct. Not correct. Break. I just want something to go right. Why can't it ever happen? Right, so let me move. How much of this is... Okay, this is almost all there. This didn't go all the way down. Yep, we're pressing. Nope, not the correct answer. I'd like something to go the correct way. Let's at least get this that we can hold chickens. I mean, we may not be able to finish that part today, but... here. And we got significant damage here. Nope, not what I wanted. Pressing. Nope, I did not ask for that. We should probably do what I was asking for. Even better. That's not correct. as well get as much of this done as we can. As you can see, we got a lot of floor to replace. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Nope, that's not what I was wanting. Which is, of course, the reason why I did it. Let's see how much of this, probably not the whole thing, but how much of this we can, over here, get put together. I don't think this is mandatory to keep the chickens in. Pressing, and the last one that we have on us. So I want to check one other thing. Pressing. Yeah, we did cross beams the entire way. So, yep, up. We don't have enough to do that. So I think maybe off camera I'll try moving a villager over, because I'm sure that's getting very tiring to watch. Alright, we got the full structure made. Now let's... Yeah, make. I'm pressing the button. Pressing. I don't have a way to get up there either. How? See? How about hit? just want to sleep the night off. Why are we not moving? Oh, come on. Stinking button. Press jump, but no. Hit the dock. Yeah, we're pretty much done at this point. And processing. No, we want that for the other thing. And we can move the player. We can move the player. Eat. Move the player. Wow, something can work. Imagine that. Don't have enough of that. Actually, we could use some of this. And pressing. Pressing. I just want something to go right. We haven't seen any of that today. Both in this game and in real life. Jumping. What happened? Where? I'm looking down in case there was an Enderman. Alright. We have little time left, so I'm just concentrating on getting as much of this barn rebuilt as I can. Alright, I want stairs. Stairs. Yep, we can move the player. There wasn't a beam there. Yeah, that's why. I'm not gonna wait. I'm just gonna bash it with my hand. Yep, break. Alright, so this should be filled in. Fence to be placed. Put that out of the way. Okay, we need a log. I said the log. Different. Might mean the correct answer. Pressing. Pressing. Why are we not reacting to that? We need to build this up. Chickens cannot float in air. They can slowly gravitate their way down, but they cannot float in air. Alright, I need this to work. Now I need more of this and this. We're not ducking. Well, we need doors. Nope, not what I wanted. We need this. And so, I mean, we're getting some of this rebuilt because I'm kind of tired of trying to move villagers and things not working ever. And you've seen we got lightning rods placed around, so more over further, that'd be better. Place. Not what I wanted. Well, I actually had enough to do that. Actually, we didn't need to do this. Can we get it? Of course not. That would be asking for miracles. Now we got it. No, we're not ducking right now. Pressing. Alright, so we got the stairway. This is there for some reason. Alright, it's better than what it was. We still can't get a villager over because, boy, that would be wrong if that were to happen. Want to get rid of this. Well, hey, at least we got that much done. Too bad I can't say much about anything else. Although, what over here is trying to kill us? No, we're going to place. Yeah, we're going to end this once we fill in this hole. Hey, no, we don't need that there. We don't need that there. Break. And, well, This particular game sums up everything that's happened today, in real life and otherwise. So we are going to move that over there. And at some point, once again, off camera, attempting the move. Well, that time I know what happened. So that'll be it for this edition of Mobile Adventures, because having anything go right is asking for too much. Actually, yeah. So I'm going to do that wonderful whole thing again, and hopefully this time things will actually work for a change. George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed at my expense and have a good one.